Hecklefish at the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's like I told my last wife. I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes. You just listen to the Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye and he asks you if you paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker back in the eye and remember what old Hecklefish always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, fish? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail. Well, you see, I'm not saying that I've been everywhere and I've done everything, but I do know it's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
Another theory is that it's a Foo Fighter.
Hello, I've waited here for you ever long.
Tonight,
I throw myself into out of the red, out of the head. She sang, and I wonder.
Yo!
What? Foo Fighters.
I know the song, but may I?
Yeah, go ahead with the story about your alien balls.
Bean.
Okay, so I asked AJ, anything you'd like from Thomas Jane Says Answers. The only thing I would want would be a promo from Jane saying to the camera.
Oh man, I can't. It's going to take me a long time to memorize this.
Expected you an hour ago.
He's a long hoof from the Medina, sir.
This is your Baratna Miller, telling you to watch the wash valves. Delta Iota. Oh, Delta Iota. I think I said it right.
Belta Loda!
Wait, is that Belta? Yeah, it's Belta Lauda, isn't it?
Belta Loda!
Yeah, now I'm back to memorizing the lines. Tell AJ. You.
That's the answer. Thank you, Tom. That's the answer.
You stay there, right there.
Coleman gonna die sometime.
But now,
This is your Baratna brother, Miller. This is your Baratna Miller telling you to watch the Y-Files. Belta Lauda, motherfucker. This is great, but I'm a huge fan, and I never miss an episode, and thank you for doing what you do, because I really think you're helping spread the word in a powerful way, and it's a lot of fun. And I was sad that, you fired the Hecklefish,
What is this human even talking about?
and then you guys had to shut down for a month while Hecklefish renegotiated his contract or whatever was going on there. But
Hollywood.
I'm glad you guys are back. I was hoping you guys had axed the fish for good, but somehow he weaseled his way back in. So I'm okay with it for now.
I played Polybius in Area 51. A secret code inside the Bible said I was. I love my UFOs and paranormal fun, as well as music, so I'm singing it like I should. But then another conspiracy theory becomes the truth, my friends, and it never ends. No, it never ends. I feel the crap that I got stuck inside Mel's hole with MK Ultra, being only too aware. Did Stanley Kubrick fake the moon landing alone on a film set, or were the shadow people there? The Roswell aliens just fought the smiling man, I'm told, and his name was Cold. And I can't believe I'm dancing with the fishes. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi me all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. The Mothman sightings and the solar storm still come to Agatha, the secret city underground. Mysterious number stations, planet Serpo 2, Project Stargate, and what the Dark Watchers found. In a simulation, don't you worry though. The Black Knight satellite in tow, it's so I can't believe I'm dancing with the fishes. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi's on me all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to dance on the dance floor because she is a camel, and camels love to dance when the feeling is right on wasting time. Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to
Thank you for watching the After Files live stream. This is not a professional production. We don't know why anyone watches this thing, but we're glad you do. And now, to kick off the show is everyone's favorite sidekick, the one, the only, Hecklefish.
Okay, see my face. Sis, thumbs up from the producers down there. Hello, everyone. Who's here? It's weird to be doing this during the day. The light out. I kind of prefer it. I'm not so tired. All right, what's going on in the chat? Who's here? Nick McCartney, there you are. Will I am, good to see you. Hybrid, thank you for modding today. Christian Larson is here. Roxana West. The Fum Ducker, I see what you did there. RK is here. Alexander Kwan, Cat, Jesse. Francis Hayes, Zenigma. Mike Forrest, Mike Hoffman. Kel. Vic Monty's here. Papa Gummy Bear. I like it. Jesse Marchand, Miss Princess, Wood Scorp. John Mars is ready to go. Tease time is here. Brian P. Hello. Michael, thank you for that. Thanks for watching that Sean Ryan interview. I didn't watch it. I can't watch it. I'm too self-conscious. But the response seems to be pretty good. I think we're gonna have one of the top 5 Rogan interviews of the year, and I think we're gonna have one of the top 5 Sean Ryan interviews of the year. I think. We're on pace. Patrick, Cindy had braces. I don't know if you're talking about the end of Moonraker. And I think his girlfriend's name was Dolly. Whatever her name was, it was fine. But she didn't have braces. And that one blows my mind. Oh, Timberlack, you're here. Big Dog is here, flexing. Project Metal Music, good to see you. Cajun Mom. I have slow mode on, but we're cruising. Tim Yak, howdy from Michigan. Interview crushed it. Thank you. There's so many pieces I wish I could do again. I was going to start this stream just like this. I was going to just start with, so let's talk about Epstein. I was just going to jump right into it. But we can work our way into that stuff if you want to. Victoria, do me a favor. If you see good questions that you want, just star them on StreamYard so I see them, because the chat is going fast. I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to tell you, well, if you want me to answer your question, make sure you throw something in the bucket, in the till, because that's not really fair. So if there's a good question, we'll try and grab it. And if you tag me in the chat, I will see it. Maybe, probably. Greetings from Newfoundland. The Newfies are here. Love Newfoundland. Good day from Australia. Nerd and AJ starting on the big fish. Epstein goes right into the deep water. Oh, you guys should know Mary Jane is modding today, so she doesn't F around. If you get a little snotty, she's gonna kill your comment. And then she's gonna be watching you. You don't want her watching you. I'm telling you, she lives in a wooden bunker that looks like where the Unabomber lived. I'm not joking. She says that it's an exercise equipment behind her, but I'm pretty sure it's some kind of torture device. Someone should check under her house. Hi, Mary Jane. Jellybean, to the Miami Mall incident. I don't have any new info. Besides, it's the biggest show of force, biggest police response I've ever seen. Gino might pop up on here later. I don't know if he has anything new, but he's more versed in the story than I am. We're going to start here, but there are adult beverages chilling in the refrigerator. We'll wait until it's a safe time to do that. MJ takes no prisoners. She doesn't. She just tortures them and wears their skin. Iowa's in the house. Love Iowa. Hey, Big Keith, good to see you. David Scott, what do you think about the media pushing the alien invasion? I don't really think they are. I think Avi Loeb is pushing a lot of that 3-Eye Atlas is an alien ship. But you watch his words carefully. He says it could be, it might be, it may be. But Avi's a believer. So everything to Dr. Loeb is aliens. Great to see you, Kevin Smith. Now, what happened to that project where he was dredging the bottom of the ocean looking for artifacts? That story just kind of disappeared, unless I missed it. But 3i Atlas, it's an interesting object. It's not going to get that close to us. We'll be able to see it with binoculars, probably in a couple of weeks, sometime in early mid-September, we'll get to see it, and then it's going to disappear for a while because it gets into the glare of the sun, and then it comes back, I think, in December, and hopefully it's on its way out by then. We have noticed, like I'm part of the astronomy community. We meaning the guys who read the clickbait news. They've noticed that there's some strange outgassing on 3i Atlas, outgassing like toward the sun and other parts of it that's very, very unusual. Some of the tinfoil hatters have said that's indication of changing course, but that's not what it is. Even though it's unusual, we have seen that before. Oh, Smiler's actually here from 3i Atlas. Thanks for broadcasting. How is it up there? I guess you got Starlink. Tune Master like the Sean Ryan interview. Did I talk about, Victoria, did I talk about my interview experience on the stream at all, or just with the patrons? Just the patrons? All right, so we can talk a little bit about Sean if you want to hear about it. Sean Ryan is very controversial, and I knew that going in. And has a lot of haters, a lot of hit pieces going after him. I knew that going in. It was one of the reasons I was interested in doing his show. And I've said this before, but just so you know, we don't promote. We don't reach out and say, "Can I go on your show?" I'm not plugging anything. We only go where we're invited. And we have a lot of invites, and I'm just very selective. I'm going to do a few more. And the reason I'm doing them is not to plug the channel, because I told him not to put the Hecklefish plushie on the set, but he did anyway, which is very nice of him. What I'm trying to do is get better at talking to people, because most people here will be very nice about the interview that I did a great job, and that's very sweet of you to say. But I know that it wasn't super smooth. I need to get a little smoother, and that means less nervous. I'm just nervous. I was less nervous with Sean than I was with Joe. With Joe, I started terrified. You can hear it in my voice. I can't catch my breath. With Sean, I was nervous. A lot of that was because just the arrangement of the studio. Most podcasts like Joe's and like the studio that we have set up, there's a table in front of you. And the table's great because you can put, your notes on there, but it also serves as a psychological barrier to a stranger. So you have kind of this safety shield. It also gives you a place to put your arms and do something with your hands. With Sean, you're just open. So you're 2 chairs. So I'm constantly conscious, like, don't fold your arms, don't touch your face. The cameras are here. Don't do this. And I see myself doing it anyway. So I have to get better at all of those things if I'm going to start having conversations on the Y-Files. The studio is called The Basement. It's ready to go. We're ready to start doing interviews. It's all set. We just got to maybe dress up the set a little bit more, but it is lit. The cameras are there. The sound is on. All we're waiting for is my courage. So I'll do a couple of more interviews with some podcasts, large and small, until I can kind of feel comfortable with what I'm doing. Jay Fomo, I don't have the gun that he gave me yet. And by the way, my reaction was totally sincere. I had no idea that was coming. Let me take you through the day. I'll take you through the day. So to give you something to compare it with, Joe Rogan, Joe and my brother Gino go back 15 years. They know each other pretty well. I've met Joe on many occasions in intimate situations, and was on his show once before, back in LA. So this time I did his show, and I got to the studio, and I was was kind of waiting around the area. He wasn't around, and he came out finally and walked over and said, he gave me a hug, and he said, "Hey man, it's good to finally meet you." I was like, we've met a bunch of times. You know my brother. I've been on your show. And he's like, "Oh, that's right." So he forgot. He didn't know who I was. And I think I've told you this before. I gave him some stuff for some like challenge coins and some of our great merch. He kind of tossed it to the side. I gave him a Hecklefish plushie. He said, "What's this?" I said, "One of your daughters might like it." He said, "My daughters are too old. They'll think this is stupid. I'll give it to the dog as a chew toy." And then I was crushed. And so I'm like, I'm crushed. This all happened in 90 seconds, like walking toward the studio. And then he goes, you good? You ready? Let's go. And I was just, I felt my shoulders collapsing. So that's why I'm really nervous going in there, because I was not set up to be comfortable. Now, that all being said, he couldn't have been nicer on the show. Hecklefish is still on the table. He still squeezes them. Joe's clearly a fan. He was very nice to me during the interview. But after we were done, I didn't see him. It was just like, thank you, goodbye. So if there's an archery range, I don't know that it exists. I didn't get the tour. Now let's contrast that. Look, I'm not hating on Joe at all. If he sent me a text tomorrow and said, I need a last minute fill in, can you do it? Of course. When Rogan calls you, the beacons are let you answer the call. It's the biggest platform in the world. So Sean, a little bit different. First, he gives you kind of an idea of what he wants to talk about. Just very general. With Joe, I had no idea. We did like 30 minutes on crop circles. I didn't know we were going to do that. I didn't necessarily want to, and I wasn't fully prepared for it. But Sean and his guys were like, well, we're really interested in giants and a couple of different topics. So at least I kind of knew where we were going. We still strayed all over the place, but I had an idea of where we were going to be. And I also know that Sean is not going to talk about the same things Joe does. He just wants to keep it different. But the day starts with I meet Sean and his producer for lunch at a nice place in the area, and we just sit down and we just talk. And it was a great way to break the ice, because I was terrified for the whole week leading up to it, especially the night before, because I see comments on my interview saying, hey, this guy has tremendous recall. He can name every fact, every place, every location. I can't. I just studied. Like Joe, like Sean, and like any other interview I'll do in the future, I go in a day early and I just sit and I rewatch my videos and cringe. I study the information so that I know what I'm talking about, instead of a lot of I'm not sure. And you'll see that in Sean and with Joe. If I don't know, I don't know. If I get it wrong, I got it wrong. But because of that breakfast, I got to settle down. I got to meet him as a person. First of all, this was the first time in a long while that someone said grace before a meal. It was I thought it was lovely. He said, "Do you mind?" I said, "Of course not. Of course I don't mind. I'm wearing St. Michael. Let's go. I'll take all the help I can get." But to say grace before a meal, that tells me something about you. And I'm not a religious person, but I have a lot of respect for religious people, and they tend to just be nicer. They just tend to be nicer. Not all of them. Not all of them, but just in general. So we say grace. We have this long breakfast. I did not feel rushed. And Sean and I have similar, the last like 3 years for us have been similar in that nobody knew who we were. And now lots of people do. Now he's in a different category. Even the Y-Files numbers we have good numbers on the channel. He does 10 times the numbers. Plus, he is an influential figure in politics and all that stuff, where I'm not. I talk to a fish and tell stories. But going from obscurity to a lot of attention is very jarring. And there's not a lot of people you can talk to about that. And where we both had a similar view of it, where part of our personality is just constantly in a state of fear and anxiety about it, where you're afraid you're going to lose it, what you've built. You're afraid you're going to be attacked. You're afraid for your family. You're just you're afraid of all kinds of things, which I am. And then there's that other part of you that can't believe how lucky you are. And I've said this before, is I think I'm in a coma somewhere, and I don't want to wake up from it, because this has been, incredibly lucky and unlikely. I don't know why so many people watch, but they do. So we have breakfast, and then we go over to his studio, and I figure we're going to jump in and start rolling. And he goes for hours, as you saw. I don't know how long I was on, 3.5 hours, something like that. So we get to his spot, and it's a great spot. It's the new studio. And if you look at his set, on his walls are all kinds of different plaques and stuff. I know you see all the booze bottles. Nobody there really drinks, but you see a lot of booze bottles. But all the stuff on the walls means something, and a lot of those things are him helping people. So soldiers that were convicted wrongly and spent years in jail, that because of his platform got them out of jail. So he has copies of their pardons signed and on the walls, and all sorts of stuff, all sorts of things. And he took the time to go through it's got to be 50 things. We were there for over an hour, and he's just telling me every story. And I'm trying to see, is this just what he does? Is this part of like, here's how I'm going to loosen up the guest? It just make them feel, I didn't know, is this an act? Could this guy be this nice? And he is. It's not just nice, it's good. He's a good man, and he has surrounded himself with good people. And when I say good, I don't mean nice. I mean they're a positive influence on the world. We're better to have them with us than not. So I'm aware of the hit pieces. I'm aware of the controversy. I didn't see any of that. All I saw was gratitude and graciousness. Just everyone was more than polite. They're clearly fans of the Y-Files. They knew all about it. They treated me like a VIP. So I got the tour, and I thought, now we're going to jump in the chairs and shoot. But he said, "You ready to shoot?" I said, "Yeah, let's shoot." What he meant was guns. So we went out back, and he brought out this giant SIG with a gorgeous sight on it, and we shot that for a while. And I did okay. I'm rusty. I hadn't shot in a year. I'm rusty, but I can still do it. The muscle memory was still there. Sean gave me a couple of pointers, which is nice to get pointers from a Navy SEAL, who helped train John Wick and stuff. But then he grabbed the SIG and was hitting targets one-handed. I'd never seen anyone shoot like that. And I've been around a lot of guys with guns. I never seen anybody just one hand, just plink, 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 60 yards, 80 yards. I mean, at the range, you're shooting at the range, it doesn't even go that far for the most part. I never seen anyone shoot like that. And then he brings out this lever action, like a Winchester, like the gun that won the West, one of a lever action. Never shot anything like that. And it was awesome. Super heavy, 357 round. So it felt beefy. Like every bullet had hair on it. I don't know how to describe it. It was just beefy. And that I was able to shoot pretty well because it was so stable. So we did that for a while and had some fun shooting. And then we came inside, and then I sat and I did an interview for his Patreon members, which was nice. I should see if I can rip a copy of that, because Victoria was mentioned in that interview quite a bit. And so was Jen, because they said, well, what's the reason for your success? And I said, well, Jen and Victoria are the biggest reasons. So we did that for a while, and just hours are going by, and it's just a lot of being introduced to people who are being very kind to me. And just with every moment, I'm relaxing more and more. And then we finally go in and sit down and start. And it was just much easier. But if you watch the whole interview, you'll see where I'm strong and where I'm not. If we're going to talk about my subjects, Harry Bullet was my nickname in high school. It's this Viz gig. We talk about my subject. If you want to talk about the face peelers, I'm comfortable doing that. Aliens, all the stuff we talk about on the channel. But once you want to get into the Patriot Act and Epstein, you can see me getting cagey. And I knew the questions were coming because I'm constantly attacking government on the show. I play the James Clapper lying to the Congress clip. I play it whenever I get the chance. But this is the first time in public that I said that he's probably going to be indicted. and named a few other names. I didn't want to really get into that stuff. I didn't, I don't really want to talk about COVID. I don't want to talk about political things. So if you listen to the interview, you'll hear me repeating over and over. I talk about politics on my show all the time, but I view politics as a relationship between the government and society, us, our relationship with those in power. To me, that's politics. I don't do ideology. I don't do left or right, a Republican or Democrat. I don't do that. I don't fit into those boxes. I talked on the interview about the experiment I did with AI, where I had AI analyze every episode, everything I've ever said in public, everything I've ever written that's been published, all three AI platforms. Same question. I have this, it's posted on our Reddit if you want to try it for yourself. And I asked it to identify the bias in my content, and there was no bias. AI could not find any left-right bias. It said the one consistent political thing that we find is that the Y-Files is pro-transparency, anti-corruption, pro-small government, that type of thing. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what it is. I don't really care so much about the ideological issues that people tend to fight about on the news. And I tell people, stop fighting left and right, because you probably don't fit all the way over there. If you're establishment Democrat, establishment Republican, you want the same things: big government, more war, that kind of stuff. So I was trying to be over and over, just hammer it, because I know I'm going to get attacked, although I'm not going to look, for being political. But if you guys saw the attacks I get, it's so confusing. Attacks from the right and the left for being the opposite of what they think. And that's because of the bubble. So I did the AI experiment. I thought it was kind of a mic drop moment. It's up there on Reddit if you want to see it. Or if you just want to try it yourself. If you don't believe me, try it for yourself. Tom Fullen, I had my left leg amputated and my prosthetic socket is Hecklefish in his bowl with a tinfoil hat. I kind of believe you, Tom, but I'm going to need to see a picture of that. I'm going to need to see a picture of the Hecklefish socket. Rusty is going to be annoying and ask about ninjas or butterflies again. We'll reach out to them. I'll go do it. That's one that I'll do. I don't know how big their show is, but I think it's pretty big. And whenever I'm researching a topic, they always show up. So, I mean, when I was researching face peelers, they showed up. I hope they don't think I'm ripping them off, because I'm not. But because a year ago they were so complimentary of the channel, but now, because the episode I'm researching now, they covered it like 3 weeks ago. So I guess I'm gonna have to go in there and explain myself. But I promise I'm not ripping them off. But I do like those guys. They seem very nice. But they're in Florida, aren't they? Gino, Victoria? That's a long way. Physically, can we get a turban for our plushies? I don't see why not. We can do that. Captain Radio says you must realize the anti-Hecklefish stuff was a psyop. I assume everything's a psyop. Moonlight Mars, where'd you get your glasses from? Come on, AC's got to be in here quick with the link to the glasses. In case the mods don't post the link, if you go on, there it is. Mary Jane had it, but that is posted on the Wi-Fi subreddit. You can get a link. You can get a link to the glasses. What's interesting is I paid $18 for them, and then I needed another pair about a year later, and they were $24. Then we checked the other day; they're up to $36. How much are they now? How much are they now? $50. I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. $36.90. $36.90. Oops. No, this is not. I don't know how to.
As far as live streams go, this one is terrible.
So talked to Sean, took a break in the middle, thank goodness. I kind of almost wish we didn't, because I lost my energy when we came back and I faded. And Sean is so nice, because as I was all over the place with some topic, I don't remember what it was. I looked up and I saw him holding in a yawn, like hiding it. And I was like, I better add some pizzazz to this story. I'm losing him. But we didn't go much longer. But I saw him do one of these. Uh-oh. We need I better change it up. Mischief, wear the same shirt as AJ. I hope you mean the same style. Because I mean I'll sell this one. It's just got a little funk on it. See? She's always looking for it. We're gonna start selling Victoria socks though. We're gonna have reused socks on the website.
Great.
Those are gonna be a hit. Yeah, there's the Roswell shirt. It's one of my favorites. I don't know. Some of the shirts are made of different material. Some are more comfortable than others. So you'll see me wearing the same ones. This one feels good. The Illuminati shirt I have around, that one's comfortable. And the Mel's Hole one I wear all the time. This is a comfortable shirt. But let's take a look at this one. Here's this week's shirt. Thanks to Rob for the great art. Los Pelicaras, $20. That's the right number. I got to keep an eye on them. There's the kind of zoomed in of the face peelers. What a weird story, and not debunk. So a great way to support the channel is grab something from the Wi-Fi store. If you're going to spend more than $30, you should become a member on YouTube because that will give you a coupon code for 10% off. I'm going to see if I can gift some memberships now. Let me see if it'll let me do it. You'll get 10% every month. You get a new code for 10% off everything in the Wi-Fi store, so it pays for itself. And if you just want to cancel after you get your discount, that is totally fine. That's totally fine. It's not supposed to be a profit center. It's supposed to be a way to save you money. That being said, the money from YouTube memberships goes to the team. I don't keep that money. So let's drop some memberships in there. So I'm dropping a bunch of memberships in the chat. You have to turn on the ability to receive memberships. I don't know how to do that. Maybe someone in the chat can help. Also, when you gift memberships, it's totally random. I can't choose who gets them. So there are other members in here I see who are gifting memberships and appreciate that. That's wonderful. But we can't control it. It's totally randomized. So maybe you got lucky. Sad fact, lucky you and your team are the absolute best. Definitely have the best team, no doubt about it. Thanks, Mr. Vander Freak. Crystal, wow, I never get to see you live. Well, here we are. This was a good time of day to do it. Is there anyone here who remembers the old days where we do them late at night?
So tired.
And I would just keep going until Applebee's got there.
Exactly.
Were you over there going, what is taking Applebee's so long?
Right.
Let's go.
It was a long one.
Those were long ones. Some of them were like 4 or 5 hours. Carolyn, Food Force 355. I remember the late nights. Grey Gross, do you enjoy the holiday lives? I'm glad. We're going to do that again this year. So Thanksgiving will be at my house. Victoria and Neil will be there. Haley and Nick will be there. I'm sure Gino, you'll be there? You'll be around for Thanksgiving or no?
I'm not sure yet.
He's not sure yet. He'll check with his people. Eric will be there with his wife. So the whole team. And what'll be fun is that we can all watch them get drunk together. And this one with a few amaretto sours. She's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get on Slack once the gummies kick in. You're gonna regret it. You do. I'm gonna put up some of your gummy texts now.
No.
I'm gonna. Should I do a poll? Do you want to see what Victoria types in the company Slack when she's high on gummies? She's very entertaining, and there's not a lot of punctuation. Brian P. I miss the old days with Gino's semi-erotic story hour. Gino, you gonna do a story hour tonight or no? He's not sure. He's not sure. Rawhide remembers those days. Michael, you missed the late night Thursday shows. I'd love to get back on schedule, but it's difficult. I didn't want to wait that long for this episode. This episode was ready a couple of days ago. I just didn't want to wait because August has been light on content, and I'm sorry for that. We do have a comp coming up. I think we've got 2 comps coming up. Plus, I'm working on a Majestic episode, Majestic 12 series now. So episode 1 hopefully will be written within the next few days. THC, you love those damn gummies? They help me sleep. The right ones. Come on, we've all sent those texts, haven't we? In the morning, you went, uh-oh. Corey Littleton, what's in the thermos? Just coffee. Black Rifle, black coffee. But the little bar fridge is ready and waiting. It's just a little early. So yeah, that's just coffee. I don't like to be tipsy on the stream. It's not a good look. Uh-oh, Mrs. Wi-Files is in the chat. And she's feeling better. She was sick the past week. So I had to take Victoria on the fancy Hollywood tour. And of course, I'm not allowed to tell you who we met with, but it's on the Instagram. I can't tell you what studio we met with. It just rhymes with Barner Wuthers. So that's all I can say. I can't say more than that. But some cool pictures. And we got to see all the Batman costumes. We got to see just about all the Batmobiles.
It was fun.
I was starstruck by Gilligan's Lagoon. That was my favorite part. And it was just like roped off, and we saw some sets from the first Spider-Man movies. You know, the upside down kiss.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that set. It's not as glamorous as I think people would think.
No.
Like a lot of the storefronts and stuff look okay, but everything's kind of run down. Like they definitely jazzed it up for movies.
A little janky.
Now you can see pictures of us hanging out on the Friends Fountain and Central Perk and all that stuff. It's fun. Bramlett, find the Wi-Fi's and all the socials. There they are. Plug in like a champ. Michael, you think that's the best Spider-Man ever? That might be a hot take. Tobey Maguire? I don't know. I kind of like Holland. But I have a sort of an empty, like I don't even know if I watched the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. People seem to like him, but I'm not sure I even saw those. I guess I got back into it with the Marvel crossover. Thanks, Department X. I appreciate that. Yeah, Jen had FOMO because remember, Jen has been on every TV show that you've seen in the 2000s. So I've been on the Warner Brothers set before when I was a big time actor, except they sent me to a trailer over by the freeway is where I went. And it was, thanks, we'll call you. And that was it. That was my experience. Jen actually went there and shot TV shows and things. I didn't do that. Just the trailer. That was, I forget what that was. That was for Criminal Minds. I think it was a good audition. I auditioned to be a crazy serial killer. Apparently, I can play that really well. But you can see Jen on Criminal Minds with actual roles. John, RFK and/or MLK assassination episode. Maybe. It's kind of dark. But I've covered that. I've covered both of those guys in various episodes when going after the CIA. But the connections with those assassinations, it's a dark place. It's a dark place that I usually don't cover on the channel because it's pretty dark. It could get us in some trouble. Larry, Jen has trained me well. She certainly has. She's got me on a leash. AJ's serial killer sounds killer. Justin Layton, who does Hecklevish's voice? He does his own voice. Who does your voice? It's just such a weird question. Thanks, Philip. I'm glad you're here. That's a good suggestion. The Russian Area 51. Russia's got a lot of good stuff over there. A lot of good stories. And Jennifer waving to fellow Gen X peeps. There's plenty of us here. Thanks, Emma. Emma watched the Sean Ryan interview. I don't cover Skinwalker Ranch because it's been covered so much. When there's a TV show about it that runs season after season, that's why I don't cover Oak Island. I'm not going to bring anything new. Plus, all the things I can debunk about Skinwalker Ranch, not everything, but most of it, is going to make people angry. So I just kind of leave it alone. Same with Oak Island. Oak Island is, I think I can debunk all of it. But why have the fights in the comments? There's other stories that nobody covers. Who does my voice? Jen does. Jen does my voice. I'm actually sitting on her lap. Her hand is up my back right now. At least she said it was going to be my back. A Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein episode? Nope. Nah, there's no reason to. I've talked about it enough. There's plenty of information out there. And I said it on Sean Ryan. I've said it on this show for years. We're not going to know what happened. Epstein is a CIA asset. Was a money mover or is a money mover for the CIA. The dots are very easy to connect. All you have to do is follow them. So I can't bring anything new to it. But that's why. The sex stuff and the trafficking, that's a dark part of it. And unfortunately, that's what people are interested in because it's salacious and we're kind of gross that way. But blackmail was the purpose of that. And, he was an awful, creepy guy. But no, he's a slush fund for the IC. AJ's not unaliving himself. I don't know what more to even say than that. I can tell you all the details, but it's not fun. And you can find them yourself. Justin, we need a new conspiracy theory, but there's so many other ones. Cynthia, I agree. Sick of Epstein and Diddy anyway. Oh, see, Mary Jane said no. She doesn't want to even talk about those. But totally agree. There's no reason to talk about that stuff. We're here to have fun. Chris and Lane, am I doing 3i Atlas? Let me find my tab here. There's really not much for me to do. So here's an article where Dr. Loeb is quoted quite a bit. Let me see if I can get a new summary out of this with my hang on one second.
You think this passes for a live stream? Think again.
All right, comment. You have an astronomer's puzzle over fastest object in solar system. It's traveling at 118,000 miles per hour. Some suggest it could be an alien probe. Probably not. Okay. Telescope high in the Atacama Desert is tasked with searching for objects that might collide with Earth. Discovery is made on July 1st. Man, I can't believe it. That's how quick. It's going to be here in a couple of weeks. And we just found it, 6-7 weeks ago? That's why the Apophis episode, I didn't mean for it to come out during this time, but it kind of was good timing to get people thinking about the sky. So I've said over and over, I'm not worried about nuclear war. I'm not worried about civil unrest. I'm not worried about pandemics at all. I am worried about objects that we can't see hitting the Earth, and I am worried about solar storms. Like, I worry about them all the time. I think about them a lot. But some astronomers concluded that the object had come from interstellar space, and it would not come within 170 million miles of Earth. That sounds about right. It's billions of years old, but there's also another theory that was soon being advanced by the Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, that this object could be an alien probe sent on a reconnaissance mission through the solar system on a course that kept it deliberately out of reach of our fastest rockets. Great story. Lots of conjecture. That answers every question, right? Well, if it's a probe coming to analyze Earth, why is it so far away? Oh, it's so far away so we can't get to it. Okay. I can't prove him wrong. Loeb was recognized by fellow astronomers for his work on the evolution of the first stars, but he gained global following in 2018 when he published a paper suggesting that Oumuamua was a solar sail created by an alien civilization, which it was not. Floating like driftwood through interstellar space, perhaps even an alien probe dispatched on a scouting mission to our solar system. Oh, we're going to have to wait and see what the full composition of Atlas is once it gets closer. Oumuamua, that was a weird thing. If it turned out that was a probe, I'd be like, tracks. So far, Atlas just looks like a comet, but we'll have to see. Through Atlas, struck him as unusual. There's no trail of dust, but it actually is a little bit. Its trajectory lines up to within 5 degrees of the elliptical plane. The chance of it being on that plane is 1 in 500. That's conjecture as well. Most things in our neighborhood are on that plane. What was strange was Oumuamua was not. It was very oblique. Oh, before I forget, tonight's a black moon. Black moon, it's the darkest moon in 33 years. It happens once every 33 years. The moon super, super dark, which is good because today is the last day of the height of the Perseids meteor shower that we go through every year. The height was the 12th, but if you're in an area without too much light pollution, if you look up tonight, you're going to see a lot of meteors coming through. Now, to most people, that's a lot of fun. It's a pretty light show. To me, all I think of is that's all a bunch of pieces of Swift Tuttle coming in. Thousands of objects per minute. So that's what the Perseids is. That's us flying through the remnants or the debris field from Swift Tuttle, which, if you recall, is the most dangerous object in our solar system, according to everybody. It's a giant, multi-mile wide planet killer. And we're right now just flying through its debris field. I'm sure it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Who else is building bunkers? I'd totally build a bunker, but there's no way the HOA would approve it. I got fined the other day because my garbage can was in the wrong spot. And it wasn't my can. And anyone who's in an HOA knows. There's the slip on the door with a picture of the can that I have in the wrong place, which is not my can. My cans I keep in the garage. So, but what am I supposed to do? Go down to the HOA meeting and ask for may I have the floor, please? Because I don't know what the fine is. I don't even know if there's money involved. It's just, I don't like someone in my house snapping pictures and then I'm tempted to go there. I'm tempted to go there and cause a fuss. Like old school, like 12 Angry Men or something.
Yeah.
Your Honor, may I present for the court's record this photograph of my can, which is clearly marked for my neighbors. Furthermore, it's recyclable. And that night was not a recyclable pickup. HOA. the HOA board, they love to be on that board. That's what I'm just going to try and get Jen elected to it. We need somebody on the inside. So I'm trying to get her elected. I'm investigating the board members to see who could be, who could be persuaded. Just got Cynthia. I kind of want to raise hell, but when you're trying to attract flies, you attract rather than use vinegar.
You sugar.
You used $100 bill. Sugar. I'm sugar. I'm sugar. Sugar. I thought we were on the same page. I say this egregious act is the true garbage, Yana, says K-Mac and Foghorn Leghorn. Paul, you've got to go. It's overreach by Karen telling lies. Yeah, that's who's there. Yeah, we got to get Jen on the board. I don't know how many members there even are, but of all the documents that we have involving our house, whether it's insurance or tax stuff or everything, the thickest document is the HOA regulations. The thickest. Same with you?
No, I printed out your HOA. It was 90 pages long.
It's like if you buy a home, it's like 5 pages. And then the taxes are a form or two. Then you get the HOA and it goes boom. And it's like, I got to initial all this? Who wrote all this? And I know who writes these. I know who you are. I know who you are. Are you running for your board?
Never. No.
No. You want no part of it?
No.
Cynthia, I would never live in an HOA. I don't blame you, but that's kind of a thing in Las Vegas, especially up where we are. And for the most part, it's kind of helpful, because they'll handle things like the guard gate and all that stuff. HOA's theft, says Justin. The fees here certainly are a lot. I'm not used to paying this much for HOA, but it's hard to get away from. But Tig could be right. HOA docs are written by the lizard people. It's good to see you, Marcy James. You got to go into a cousin Vinny moment. Sober. Can we please episode on the Dulles brothers? They seem to come up a lot. I know you mentioned that only prisons should be named for them, not government buildings. I am going to do the Dulles brothers, and yes, they should. Only prisons should be named after them. That's where they should have spent their final years. In fact, the Dulles brothers are going to come up a little bit with Majestic 12, but they're going to come up a lot with Majestic 12 too. But yeah, Dulles brothers are dark, evil characters in our country's history. Remember, their law firm represented the Nazis during the war and negotiated with the Nazis during the war. And was kind of forced to step down. Who was the president? Do you guys remember the president? Who was president when Dulles stepped down? No one knows who was the president when he stepped down in office, November 29th, 1961. The dead man got it. John F. Kennedy was in office. Michelle, this channel's the very best. That's very nice of you to say. It's not. This is not even a professional operation. But yeah, we are going to cover Dulles and his evil. I cover him quite a bit in the Operation Gladio episode. He takes some heat for that because I get into the meeting that he has with, I think it was General Klaus, a Nazi general who was in charge of the Italian theater and all of that. And they were just sipping scotch. Alan was speaking and laughing in German. Because Alan Dulles fluent in German. He had to. That's a lot of clients over there. And that was part of that negotiation they would surrender that large part of the Nazi army, and then But what Klaus, I think it was Klaus, wanted in exchange is he wanted to become a CIA asset. At the time, it was the OSS. And that's how it went down. They said yes. And then they built the secret army. The CIA built a secret army to attack civilians in Italy and blame it on the communists. And that army were civilians trained by a Nazi general. And I don't remember reading that story in high school. That wasn't in the old social studies class. 51 was Truman. Paperclip I've covered extensively, also with some anger. Where Operation Paperclip is 1,200 scientists. That's what we're taught, that were brought over to fight the Soviets and all of that. But really, way more intelligence assets were brought over under Paperclip. Nazis, bad Nazis, killer Nazis from concentration camps that made the decisions, that weren't just following orders. They were brought over and protected for years. Thanks, Elric. Linda, you're excited you can finally chat. What did you make the 8-week cutoff? Eric, do you think there's more to the military buildup in DC than's being communicated? I do not. I think it's just what it is. I think it's just trying to restore law and order to a lawless city is all it is. And I think you're going to see more of that. So when the news starts screaming that this is some type of military coup takeover of the big cities, it's not. Because remember who those soldiers are. These aren't Gestapo goose-stepping soldiers that Donald Trump, a reality show billionaire, has on payroll. That's not who the soldiers are. The soldiers are our brothers and cousins and our daughters. They're us. And they're not going to turn on us. I've said that many times. They're not going to turn on us. Do I generally support what in DC? I support law and order in DC in whatever way you can. Just, it doesn't have to be troops. It could be the police. I just want people to be safe. That's all. But, I'm from New York. In 9/11, I remember what it was like to have troops in the city and armored vehicles. It was very strange. But they were there just to make sure everything stayed cool because it was a crazy time. And the only conversations I had with soldiers were, thank you for your service and have a nice day. That's really it. RK, the military was split like the country? I don't think so. Country's not as split as you think. We agree on way more stuff. They just don't like to talk about it. But we agree on so many things. Kronos, which They Might Be Giants album should I add to my playlist? Flood, of course. Floods. It's good from top to bottom. Mike Hoffman, please, good, troops bad. I respect that. I totally get that. Cindy Girl, what about an episode of the Vegas Shooter? I couldn't do it. Because the algorithm would not like that. Because we can connect him to Muslim militants and so forth. And they don't like to talk about that angle of it. So why get in trouble? They Might Be Giants, one of my favorites, Heather. I've seen them 16, 15 times. I only got starstruck a few times when I was working at MTV. And that was one of the times when John and John came in. An Edward Snowden episode. I've covered it. I think I've covered Snowden quite a bit in the Titan Point episode. I went through all the documents. I show the documents and what they say. I could certainly expand on it if there's an appetite for that. Galen Lander's an episode on Gilgamesh. I don't know how well received that would be, but I talk about him enough with every flood myth. Philly, thank you. I showed your Göbekli Tepe to my world history class. Oh, that's very nice of you, Philly. I love hearing that when teachers are showing the episodes to students. Just make sure they know what's real and what's not BS and what's BS. Christine, what about a story about the Euphrates River that's drying up? That is very strange and concerning. And I don't really know why. I'll look into it a little bit more. Derp going Triangle Man, Triangle Man. He's doing the things a triangle can. Hybrid is singing along now too. Are you more Particle Man or are you more Universe Man? Gino's clearly more Particle Man. He's not a Universe Man. Brian P's a Particle Man. PJ Stewart 9/11 episode. I can never do it, but I'd love to. I can't do it. All right, let's see what's going on with the super chats. First super chat, as always, is the world famous Quantum Sledgehammer. $50.
Human. I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping, as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the F-I-S-H. It's fun to tip the F-I-S-H.
Quantum saying, I love the White File song, but putting the word out to Straight Jacket Spaceman, a lot of episodes have come out since it was written, so it's primed for several new verses to cover that time span. So how about it, SS? We'd love it even more. I second, and we may have to change the hook from Thursday nights. Leave it. Chris Ward, does the HOA prohibit root cellars? We don't really have basements here, and I'd like to have one. That's what got me thinking about the HOA is I'd like to have a bunker, but there's no way they're going to let me, bring a couple of bobcats in here and a 12-yard dumpster. Why are you trenching up the concrete? Don't worry about it. Just give me the $5 fine. Sandy, thank you for that. PC, thank you for the $20 super chat.
Yes, I can finally upgrade my vodka to Belvedere. No more swimming in the cheap stuff.
Uh-oh. Do not use has entered this. Look at this. Do not use has entered. Uh-oh. You gotta. And he's even on mute. Gino's on mute, and we've got do not use up. Doesn't it feel like we are in such firm control of him?
I need an extra machine. So
take your time. I just saw do not use, and so of course you got to use it. But exciting to see that logo, that there could be a story hour. You're going to need a light in front of your face.
I'll take care of it.
All right, there he goes. I'll take care of it. My Forest Studio looks great. That's super old. I have to redo that video, Mike. It looks a lot different, a lot better in some places, a lot worse in others. But it looks a lot. What, Victoria?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful everywhere.
When are we going to hang up the rest of those posters that have been tripping over in the conference room for a year?
I'm trying to get my husband to do it.
Come on, Neil, get with it. Kevin Smith, thank you for the £5. Hey, Adrian Wi-Fi's team, great to see you again. So to make it through Atlas Meteorite, something or nothing burger, keep being awesome. I think I covered most of it. Yeah, that's not a meteorite. That's a comet. I believe a meteorite is defined as something that gets through and lands. But that's a comet. We'll see. I think it's going to be nothing, but we're keeping an eye on it. There's Amy for £5. Amy, I think we're still waiting for Amy to jump up on the Patreon stage, aren't we? I just want to say did really well, and Sean Ryan, thank you. Plus the best love, your pal Amy. There's my pal Amy. Appreciate that. What's going on in the? Oh wait, was there some other things I wanted to talk about? I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. I might get in some YouTube trouble. Here we go. I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. We go. YouTube secretly used AI to edit people's videos. The result could have been reality. So YouTube made AI enhancements of videos without telling users or asking permission. So Rick Beato's face just didn't look right. If you guys don't know him, he's got a very big channel is for musicians. If you're a musician, you probably follow him. He's got a great channel. His face didn't look right. I was like, man, my hair looks strange. And the closer I looked, it seemed like he was wearing makeup. He's made nearly 2,000 videos. It turns out he asked if he was imagining things. It turns out he wasn't. In recent months, YouTube has secretly used artificial intelligence to tweak people's videos without letting them know or asking permission. Wrinkles in shirts seem more defined. Skin is sharper in some places, smoother in others. Play close attention to ears. You may notice them warp. There's a larger trend at play showing a share of reality is pre-processed by AI before it reaches us. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea because this is going to condition us to accept AI as reality if it's used to enhance reality. Have you guys noticed any of that? Not just on the Wi files with Anywhere. I haven't noticed it. You know, we use a lot of AI, so it's the AI we use is obviously AI, but I haven't noticed it like on the shots with me and Hecklefish. YouTube did not respond to BBC's questions about whether users will be given a choice about AI tweaking their videos. So what did YouTube say? YouTube's head of editorial, YouTube is always working on ways to provide the best video quality and experience possible, and will continue to take creator and viewer feedback into consideration as we iterate and improve on these features. So YouTube compresses your videos a lot. That's why whenever we have time, I try to upload in 4K because the compression is way better. But when we don't, then the videos are really, really compressed. And I have the feeling what YouTube is trying to do is take that compression and clean it up a little bit. But you should ask the creator's permission before you do that. So after months of rumors, the company's finally confirmed it is altering a limited number of videos on YouTube Shorts, the app's short form video. Yeah, the YouTube and Google are about to build VO into Shorts, I think. I mean, they are. I don't know if this is good or not. King Solomon, I'd love to see anything Y-Files VR. Well, one day I was in the office, one Saturday, I was there by myself and just messing around. I set up a 360 camera and streamed in 360 VR, and a bunch of people checked in. I think 15 people watched, but it was kind of cool. I just set it up in the office and I just set the camera up and it was just me working and researching, but you were able to watch, you were able to see everything. If you put on your VR glasses, your goggles, whatever, you can turn around, see the whole office in 3D. I thought it was cool. The camera's sitting there. If anyone would watch it, I would do it. I didn't think anyone would watch the 24/7 stream, but they do. So if people wanted to see that, I'll do that, King Solomon. By the way, King Solomon, I still don't like what you did to that baby. You should have left that baby alone. A little Old Testament humor there is landing.
You got it.
All right. I don't know why Hybrid is spending money and gifting memberships, but we do appreciate it. It's midnight in Czechia. Love your show. Well, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Mike Diavilob, true believer, grifter in the next phase of his career, disinformation agent to distract from other topics. All of those could be true. Hang on a second. We've got to go. We've got to go to our roving camera. There she is.
Okay.
What?
I brought you loaded jambalaya.
Oh. I might be in the middle of something.
I know. I'm
Okay.
not going to bother you. We can eat after you're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there she goes.
Here I go.
Loaded jambalaya.
Captain's log, stardate 10/09/46.44. The After Files live stream has proven itself once again to be extremely unprofessional.
Star 7, the best channel in the community on YouTube. Definitely the best community on YouTube. I'm finally able to sleep. I'm glad I can help you with that. Thank you for the Backstage 24-hour programming. You guys put together a fantastic product. Cheers.
Thank you for watching the After Files live stream.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
The After Files is streamed in front of a live audience. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to play that. Someone's saying I hit the lottery. Yeah, I told you I'm in a coma and I don't want to wake up. Tease time, Matt. Love the 3D. You're one of the 14, huh? All right, where were we with the super chats and how long have we been going? An hour 16. All right, we can't go too late because apparently there's jambalaya. If there's jambalaya, we're gonna have to go. Sansley likes the cheers. Charlie Raven, stellar interview and Sean Ryan. Congrats on the SIG. Yeah, I guess I finished that story, but yeah, so he shot the gun and he started the interview basically with how did you like that SIG? And I was like, it was amazing because it was. And he said, well, it's yours, or we got you one or something. Which he did. But no, that wasn't something that you can take with you. We have to FFL that through a dealer. Smooth Criminal loaded jambalaya with what? With everything. What it's loaded? It's got to be loaded with andouille, right? Plus ham, plus shrimp, plus chicken. Right.
That's what it is.
No little suck the heads off. None of those. No head sucking crawdads.
I don't know.
No turtle meat.
I get the gumbo.
Oh, so it looks like we're missing crawdads and turtle meat, but otherwise, it's all there. There's ochre in there, Bob. We've got Hybrid here is he's our resident Louisiana food expert. Mayor Marcia James, go eat. We'll all still be here. I'm not doing that. I'll hang out. We'll get the super chats done, and then everyone can go about their Sunday.
They made it pretty for you.
It does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. It's legit Louisiana food too. I know my Nolan's cooking. Glad you watched, Brian. I appreciate that. Jackson Kegel. Hey, AJ. Hey, Jackson. Thank you for the $20. And thank you for letting me make that joke for the last 3 years. Appreciate that. The great Jiwibo wants to watch me masticate. You're not the only one. What? No?
No.
They're going to watch you masticate on Thanksgiving.
Chew my food. Masticate.
That means chew your food? I'm sorry. I thought I was thinking of something else. Thank you, Chris Ward, for the $4.99. I appreciate that. RK says it looks great. It is good. We got hot sauce. Yo, we got some hot sauce. Yo, baby, we got hot sauce. I'll have to just dump some francs on it. Larry Jim Bob. Maybe Victoria should set up an OnlyFans for mastication. I bet she'd make a few bucks. Miss Carew, how do I buy membership on YouTube? I think you hit. I don't know. I don't know how. I thought you hit the $sign, but it doesn't look to be there. What are you crying about? What is it? He's in a mood. Metzler, it's my favorite hot sauce. That's hard to say. I'll probably dump some francs on this, but I'm down to try any hot sauce you got. I'm with it. Jason Anderson, Charles Manson CIA connection. Charles Manson was an asset. And I will bring the receipts in a few episodes. You're reading my mind. He's part of that whole Laurel Canyon cabal, where all those hippie bands came out of Laurel Canyon, the anti-war movement, but it turns out it was probably a giant disinformation campaign. I mean, Jim Morrison wasn't really into music. He didn't know how to play anything. But his father was in charge of the operation at the Gulf of Tonkin that started the Vietnam War. It was his father. So I've got maybe 15 bands and artists connected to intelligence, and Charles Manson is wrapped up in all those because he was a great musician. I'm not a huge fan. I think maybe did some bad things, but he could play the hell out of the guitar. Thanks, Tanner. I'm glad you enjoyed that interview. All right, super chats. Where am I? Let me. Tom X. When you doing your own interviews? When I get up the courage, I'm working on it. Tammy Benson for $10. Uh-oh. You know what Tammy says? Please release the What Files. I am ready to be its biggest fan. And not only that, Victoria's down there dancing, so excited for it. Because Victoria hasn't heard the news.
The news?
Armiger, thank you for gifting all those memberships. It's very generous of you. You get a green. You get a green. Everybody gets a green. There's James Jennings for £2. Can you please wish Jamie a happy 32nd birthday? Happy birthday, Jamie.
Happy birthday from Hecklefish to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Yahtzee!
There you go. There's Ed the super fan. Mon Capitan. Dig the new After Files intro. Very nice. Just wanted to throw out some shekels and give a piece of advice. Don't go potty in your pants. I bid you good day. That's good advice. That's advice I haven't always heeded. We've all had accidents. There's Juliana Elise for $10. Thank you for all your hard work. For what it's worth, we're all super excited seeing you and other platforms. We're all here for the ride. Much love to the team. Thanks, Juliana. I'm not going to be all over the place. Just a few more. And I think that will do her. Uh-oh. Are we doing a story hour?
Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Oh.
This is clearly not a professional operation.
Gino, if you're going to do your story hour without a mic, you've got to improve your ASL skills. You know this word? Do you know this word in ASL?
You know, I thought by putting the
caller, turn down your radio.
Hey, kids at home, if you want to learn how to do a professional live stream, watch something else. This ain't it.
Okay, my brain is itchy. Seriously, my brain is itchy now. Thanks for that.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm back now. The two computers screwed me up. I was supposed to help, it didn't.
We're gonna do story hour?
Yeah, I could do a story hour if you guys want. You want it right now, or you need to do some super chats first? What's your?
No, let's do it now, and let's do last call on super chats. I've got 38 to read. I can definitely get through those. Any super chats from here on out are your generosity, so don't be generous. What would be great is to join the Patreon. That's the best way to support the channel. So rather than super chat $10 or $20, where we keep little of that. Join Patreon. We keep most of that money. Boy, they still take a chunk. We keep most of it, but you get a lot of perks. That's the best way to help us out is through Patreon. There's a couple of links from our fabulous mods, or buy something for the Wi-Fi store. That helps us out a lot too. Or if you don't want to send cash, maybe buy a couple of memberships for everyone else in the chat and spread the love. Whatever you want to do. Gino, how much time do we need for story hour?
Probably 5 minutes. What I did was I just kind of threw together some of my thoughts on one of the topics we keep getting asked about. I don't know why it's coming up so much lately, but in all of our AMAs for Patreon and the last two after files, people keep asking what mine and your take is on the Miami aliens. So I just kind of threw together that story a little in case people didn't know it, and kind of catch people up to where we're at with it. Right.
So you've got your presentation here.
No presentation. I just needed that other screen so I could see you at the same time as I could see my notes.
All right, then I'm going to pull myself down. That way I can put up the chats about your story on the screen, because those are also a lot of fun. Sanzel, RFLL story hours, 5 minutes, LOL. How dare you, Sanzel? I think that's the perfect amount of time. Felix calling Gino the GOAT. Can't deny that.
All right. Well, today on Ginos Story Hour, we're going to talk about the Miami aliens who went shopping at the base.
Hang on.
That's it.
Hang on. That's
it.
my fault. That's my fault. I'm sorry. That was it.
Okay, here we go. So today on Ginos Story Hour, we're going to talk about the Miami aliens who went shopping at the Bayside Mall in Miami. In the first week of January 2024, something strange happened in the downtown Miami Mall. The official story, a massive brawl involving 50 juveniles broke out at the Bayside Marketplace. Police responded, made a few arrests, and called it a night. But what if that wasn't the whole story? Let's break it down. Over 60 police officers descended on the scene. SWAT teams, tactical gear, streets were shut down for a fight among teenagers. Something just doesn't add up. It's a huge police presence. When was the last time you even seen more than 50 people in a mall anyway? Online, eyewitnesses painted a very different picture. Multiple people claim that they saw something big, something tall, something not human. Some say it was over 10 feet tall, jet black, and moving across rooftops like it didn't care about gravity. Suddenly, the story wasn't about a fight. It was about an unknown entity, something that law enforcement was trying to catch or contain, or maybe even cover up. So let's unpack this a little. How many people were actually arrested during this huge brawl of 50 kids with 60 police cars responding? Well, supposedly at least 4. Some reports said 6, but the numbers were fuzzy, which is strange considering how many police were on the scene. Now, none of these kids have come forward. Why wouldn't they? It was a fight. It wasn't a murder. The kids would want that attention. Not one of these 50 kids in the brawl has come forward. And what's our next questions? Where are the police videos? There's official police videos. They're all wearing body cams. There's hundreds of cameras there. Why can't we see the footage? So no, despite the massive response, no body cam, no dash cam, and no surveillance footage has been released. Not one clip. What has been shown are grainy cell phone videos, TikToks, posts on Reddit showing flashing lights, and some show what might be like a figure, a huge blurred, moving. It almost looks like something that can morph into a shadow. moving. We see it moving up the street near police cars, but none of it's clear. Of course, it's all video shot from other buildings' rooftops, so none of that is verified. It's just that's not coming from the government. So how about the 50 or the 60 cop cars that responded? How about the officers? Have any of them come forward? No, not one officer has come forward that was on the scene. None of them have made any public statements about anything unusual, but there have been anonymous claims on Reddit, of course. One Reddit post said he was a cousin of a law enforcement officer that was there, and he called he said it was something they weren't trained to handle. Another referenced a police scanner that had a call about a 10-foot figure. Those accounts haven't been confirmed, but they also haven't been disproven. So let's get that footage. This is America. You could make a Freedom of Information Act request. And of course, we've tried. Several people sent in FOIA requests. They've been filed for body cam footage, dispatch logs, surveillance tapes. Most of them have been denied or delayed. What's the reason? They say ongoing investigation or privacy concerns. If it was just a fight, why the secrecy? Why the silence? Why are all these why with all these cops and their cameras have we seen nothing? I mean, let's put it to bed if it's nothing. Something happened in Miami that night, and until the footage is released or something on someone on the inside decides to talk, we're left with whispers, shadows, and simply one unsettling question: what really ran through that mall? So I'm going to say one thing it does answer is that aliens certainly aren't future time travelers, because if they were, they should have come back to 1984 when the malls were, hopping. And that's what we have for Ginos Story Hour.
That's a good story hour. What are the theories, and what are your theories?
Well, most people are saying it was an interdimensional being because the eyewitness reports again unverified.
Look at Kevin's comment. It's a good comment. There's no CCTV in the mall. That whole place is covered in cameras.
Over 500 cameras, they said. But they're saying because it's an ongoing investigation, none of that can be released either. But what's the ongoing investigation? If there was 4 arrests made, how much of an investigation is there? I mean, we're a year. If juveniles were fighting and 4 of them were arrested over a year ago, how much resources are our government taxes putting into resources to look into a fight between kids that is ongoing over a year? It sounds like that's a wasted resources. So that's not a good excuse. If they're going to waste, they're using an excuse that would mean they're wasting money.
Is there anyone like John Greenwald of the Black Vault, or Jeremy Corbell, or George Knapp pressuring the authorities to find out what happened?
I don't think on this one, because the story is so up in the air. I mean, like there are questions about, why was the police presence so big? But the evidence is not overwhelming. There are a few blurry videos and people on Reddit claiming they were there, but no person has come out to say, hey, I was there and I seen this and I put me on TV and I'm saying they're lying. There's not a person. So we're also, it's a strange story because both sides seem equally plausible. Yeah,
Why isn't there more interest in this story?
I don't know the answer. I think there is a lot of interest in it. I just don't think it's. I think because we're not talking about UFOs and alien vehicles. We're just talking about something that's easily dismissed as a fight. I don't know if there's enough behind it to really say
Probably
that this
not.
is an alien.
Probably not. John Galt saying, pull up the rooftop video. I've shown that video before, I think on the stream, that shows the police presence. I don't know if I could still find that video.
Yeah, and that rooftop video, also, that's what I was saying about what it shows. there's a blurry entity there, but certainly, anyone who uses cameras knows things happen and artifacts or you can't just say for sure that is what we're seeing. I think what's happened with that rooftop video though is that we know it hasn't been altered. We don't know if exactly what it's seen was interdimensional entity, but it's not a fake video.
No, it's not. Joe, what's your final assessment? What do you think it is?
My final assessment is something's being covered up. I don't know what. If it's not aliens, the alien story is a great cover-up story. We all know that a 60-car police presence doesn't make sense. So there has to be something else. And if there was 50 people fighting, how come we only have 4? Something's not being told to us. I don't know if it's aliens. I kind of wish it wanted to be because no one got hurt. And that means, aliens are just interested in seeing what they're selling at Spencer. Is Spencer
this feels like PSYOP protocols, but I can't understand why a Miami mall would be what it would be used for. Felix, I'm certain there are transcripts from the event, but all of that is being withheld because it's ongoing investigation. And I think the plan is to just let it disappear from the public eye and then eventually close it. If it was aliens, wouldn't there be military? Says Joe. These are good questions. That's why this is such a strange story. Is you've got all these cops, but I don't even see what I would deduce as a federal response and an unmarked plainclothes federal response. I didn't see that. I didn't see any aircraft that would be to an intelligence agency. I didn't see that. And they're there. Miami just got a big old CIA headquarters there. Not a headquarters, but a big old operation there left over from the Cold War. So they could have had black helicopters over that place in 5 minutes, and I didn't see it.
Here's another strange thing about it. If it was a 50-kid fight, that's a lot of people. People would have had their cell phones out to record the fight.
Of course.
So where's that footage? And it just seems like, again, something doesn't add up, and it's hard to tell where. And it is an interdimensional entity, which I'm hoping it is, and they're covering it up with a fight, or it's something else, and they're covering it up with an interdimensional being story.
Yep. This is one of the weirder ones. All right, got a couple of super chats to do here.
Okay.
Well, get
back to my Wi-Fi shirt.
I appreciate the jacket coming on, though. It was a hit. There were people in there asking, how much they have to donate to Patreon to get to touch it.
Oh, you don't have. You got to donate a steak dinner to come touch it. I'll show up with it on.
All right. I don't know. Now I feel uncomfortable. Gino, this is not a dating show. Bachelorette number 1. If you were to take Gino out on a date, where would you take him, and what, and where, and why? Bachelorette number 1.
Not talking to me.
Okay.
Now,
cut her off before she hurt somebody's feelings.
Now, I have had someone offer me a ride on an Andromedan spacecraft, so you got to beat that.
Well, you got to take the ride on the Andromedan spacecraft.
I have to wait for her to go to the future, grab it, come back, fix the oceans. But I'm
now, when you date women like this, you know how it ends up every time, right?
Look, I'm just trying to go for a ride on a spaceship. I'm not. I didn't say I'm going for a date.
I think spaceship is another word for Robert. $100.
Won't you tip me? You know I don't believe you when you say you don't got money. Won't you tip me? You know I can't believe it when you say that I'm not funny. I write too many jokes just to amuse you folks. You better super chat me or I'll just keep singing. Won't you tip me, human? Won't you tip me? Oh, 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 oh. Won't you tip me, human? Won't you tip me? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Robert, really enjoyed the interview. I appreciate that, Robert, and thank you so much for the support. Couldn't do that without your support. Robert must get free socks, Victoria. Yeah, we'll set up a whole section in the store for Victoria's feet products. Socks, shoes, nail polish. Maybe you have a pumice stone laying around. We can get up there.
You're so bad.
Nahar saying Gino's killing it. And appreciate Gino's moves. This is not a professional operation. And people are like, why don't you start your podcast? What's taking so long? Because this is it. This is all I know how to do. LRP, thank you for gifting the memberships. You should not do that. Staff members shouldn't be spending their money, but we appreciate that. There's Mike Rogerson. Thank you for the Canadian. You're the most level-headed and intelligent approach to wild subjects. I appreciate that. I try to be fair and leave it to you to decide. If something I know is a blatant lie or blatantly debunked, then I'll just say this is wrong. But there's lots of stuff I just don't know. Majestic 12 is a very strange subject. I'm going to debunk a lot of it, but there's a lot of it that is just very, very strange. That can't really be debunked. And then as this series progresses, it's going to feel more and more real. Majestic 12. But I don't think those original documents were fully legit, but I think it was a kind of a limited hangout operation where there's just enough truth in there. And this will all lead back to the Paul Benowitz and Richard Doty, of course, as a central character to the Majestic 12 lore. Point Nemo, it's built. It's built. It's ready to go. Wood Scorp, I'm poor. Can I have a membership, please? If I could, I would grant you a 1-year membership right now, but I don't know how to do it. When we give memberships in the chat, YouTube just scatters them randomly. We don't control any of that. But would if I could. Rex Ted for 20. By the end of the interview, you both wore out. You both looked wore out. We were. I told you earlier, I saw him catching himself yawning, which is fine. And yeah, I was tired. I was tired right after the break. That's a long time. 3.5 hours is a long time. I don't like to go out with friends and family for dinner and it be more than 45 minutes and I'm done. She's out there laughing. She's laughing because it's true. It's like 45. The waiter comes over. Anyone want dessert? No dessert. We got to get out of here. Adam Pop, thank you for the $9.99. I'm a savant. I find myself loving the show more and more. Well, you're home. Kevin Mitchell, glad you're having fun. 10-cent alien, this is not my room. Nick McCarthy, the White House Blorpus gummies with Hecklefish on the package. Make it so. I think write it on your list. I'll write it on mine, but I'll see if Sean will do a co-brand on Blorpus gummies.
Awesome.
And I'm pretty sure we can get that done. And his gummies, by the way, and look, I try to not eat sugar. These were fantastic. I'm not just saying they were really good. So Blorpus gummies. And Nick, make sure you open a ticket in Discord because if we do launch that product, which we definitely have to, we'll send you a few bags of those. Anyone who recommends merch and we build it, you get free merch. Thank you to the 5. You are to complaint. Pizza Meats, are you still going to do the episode on the hamburger underwater UBO? Yes, still going to do that. I've shown the death file, but we cover them to so many people and it just blows my away every time. Still going to do it, but it's just a story. There's no facts to back it up, so it's a hard approach. You know, I don't know if I say right up front this is fake, or do I just do what I normally do and just tell the story as if it's real, and then in the debunk I'll just say I got this from 4chan and made an episode out of it. I'm not walking off into the sunset. I'm just going. It's cocktail hour. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Right, Jenny? Yeah. You're not waiting for me to eat, right? Don't do that. I see you. Face Peelers was epic, says Asa. I'm glad. I haven't watched it. I wrote it, but the boys edited that whole thing when Victoria and I were in LA. So I'll watch it later. But they do a great job. Except for the exposure was a little dark. We're getting there. We're getting there. John, what's your poison? Right now, this is easy. Just easy. Lindemans, Framboise, Alambic. There's hardly any alcohol in there, so it's safe to drink while we're on the back nine of this stream. I wouldn't do bourbon while we're live. Ooh. Harold 5, so happy to find this channel. Spent a week binging all your episodes. Appreciate that. Very insightful. Thanks, Harold. Sands, go for it. It's 8 a.m. there and you're ready to join for a drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Ames, hi, Jen, Victoria, Gino, AJ. Hi to you. More government stories, secret societies, whistleblower stories, Element 115, says Stephen Decker. They're coming. Yes, Framboozzi. Thanks, JJ. I will go enjoy dinner with the wife. I want to read some super chats. People are nice enough to send money this way. They deserve to have their name read. Cynthia, how I wear a Y-Files necklace pendant. That's not a bad idea. I don't know what we'd put on there. It's not a bad idea. Anime Ninja, get the likes up. You're dropping plugs. What, do we not have enough thumbs up on this episode? On this stream? I don't really pay attention to it. Unit glue. Have you looked into the 2020 Commonwealth openings? It has secret societies all over it. I don't know that one. 2022 Commonwealth openings. It has secret societies all over it, huh? Drawn? Is Simon Laban? Is he in the World Economic Forum? Simon Laban's still alive? I haven't looked into that unit glue, but I will. Fergie the Sage Wall in Montana is very interesting. I covered it a little bit. I can't really explain it. I don't think anybody can. But maybe an episode on all the structures found around the country could be fun. Especially since Graham Hancock already did a series on it. The research is finished. Thanks, Graham. A Triex, sorry to discuss this, but if you're planning to cover the forgotten languages, cite. Thank you for the years of stories. I forgot all about that. Maybe you know. Jackie Gleason and Nixon alien story is on the list. We definitely will cover that. Milepost Creative, thank you for the 10. If the topic secret science and free energy ever comes up again, check out Limitless Potential Technologies. We do have more coming up on it because we're going to cover that plastiline story. I love that kid. Ever hear of the first generation NVGs and how they're able to see demons in Vietnam by the helicopter crew during night missions? I never heard that. But we know that the U.S. military used recordings of demons to scare the Viet Cong, and it worked. It worked so well that the Allies, the South Vietnamese, said, "Please don't play those anymore. It's terrifying." I'll look into that. Sean, thank you for that. Chris Ward saying meteors and solar flares made prep my new hobby. Hear, hear. I got plenty of that stuff in the garage. Thanks, Outdoor Nature Show. Appreciate that. Look up Charles Chase, Tom. I'll take a look at Charles Chase. Yeah, it was red color NVG. Okay. It certainly was. What are you saying no for? Don't cover it?
No, no, no. I'm just saying we're done with super chats.
Oh, yeah, I know. I have a stopping point.
Okay, making sure.
I mean, when I see this, then well, I don't panic. Then I bring them up to see what they're screaming about. I thought this maybe I was clicking into something controversial. So apparently there were no MVGs in the military during the Vietnam War. Misplaced beliefs. The idea that soldiers saw demons or monsters through red goggles is a myth. The standard night vision technology of that era was green, not red. All right, we need to look into this one. We have to look into that one. Good catch. Investory, thank you for your membership. What's your best advice for a small YouTube creator? If you're just getting started, then just put out as much content as you can, as frequently as you can. Make sure you're interested in it because you're going to be doing it for a while. Be authentic. Don't worry about the numbers. It takes a long time. But just keep at it. Do not give up. That's the only way to not be successful, is to take away the chance to for success to happen. So don't give up. Carolyn Food Forest, thank you for the 20. The reasons I live in the country and butcher my own meat. Hold on, let me read ahead a little bit here. And grow food and water. I suggest people learn survival skills and be dependent on no one. My husband and I lived to be self-sufficient. Great advice. Great advice. We're not quite in that situation here. If the zombies come, I'm just going to Victoria's house because Neil has all the guns. He's got a whole armory there. He probably has more guns than the local police station does. He's better armed than the cops.
He's a collector.
That's right. Those are collector's items. 4th Street Peter, 50 cal. Super Solman, thank you for the 20. Appreciate that. If Hecklefish had to host one episode by himself, which topic would he choose? Greenfit Italy. I don't know, but I assume it would be lizard people. That would be my guess.
Finally, a human who gets it.
Jackson Cagle, you're grilling and chilling. That sounds like a perfect Sunday. We're coming up on 2 hours. That will be our cutoff. That's 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Stephen, thanks for reading my comment. You're welcome. I get excited when my comments get read on a stream. It would be Mount Hayes. So after we're done here, if you like, you'll be redirected to the 24/7 stream, which is a lot of fun, which is always running. And I'll have some jambalaya and I'll pop on there a little bit later and say hello. It's real. Terry Murray, it's real. John Meinster, $50 super sticker.
I'm so tired, I'm a human. We've been together too long. I should have my own show. The moron says I am wrong. So while he lay there sleeping, I had my laptop in bed. So I logged into Reddit. There was a message that read, do you want to be on YouTube? Do you like to entertain? Come and be my co-host. You only need half a brain. If you like aliens and pyramids, conspiracies get you high, then you're the co-host I'm looking for. Message me and apply.
Got the whole song in there.
The whole song is in there. Oh my goodness. Fantomas Fanto. What about a story on Gene Sticko? He claims he was handed a Soviet-era UFO engineering manual on a craft. I believe he put the manual up online. Okay. Oh, he's U.S. Air Force. And what does he say? I'll look into it. It looks like a good story. Oh, we're coming down to 3 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go. Victoria, thank you. So hang on. I have to thank you. I need to see you to thank you properly. Thank you so much for your help tonight. Appreciate it. There she goes. Well, I might put her back up there if she does something funny. Gino, thank you for Ginos Story Hour. It was good to have that back. There he goes. K Trades do a Younger Dryas episode. That's every episode. We cover Younger Dryas. We'll look into Gene Sticko. That looks like a good story. I'm seeing a lot of coverage of it. UFO reverse engineering, allegations that the government has recovered crashed UFOs. Hang on here. Gene Sticko, former citizen of the U.S., has gained attention for his work and discussion around UFOs, particularly the context of reverse engineering and government involvement. Sticko served as staff sergeant. He has been vocal about allegations the government has recovered crash UFOs, attempted to reverse engineer. I think that's probably fair to say. He's appeared on various platforms, including podcasts, YouTube channels. Well, that's what they do. Engineering Infinity. Sticko has also been associated with a project or book. Oh, no. There's a book titled Engineering Infinity, which explores various advanced propulsion concepts and the science behind it. The work is considered one of the more sophisticated discussions. I'm going to click that footnote. I'll look into that and let you guys know. You know I don't like it when there's a book. Overall, Gene's contribution to the UFO discourse provides a blend of military experience and speculative engineering, making him a notable figure in the ongoing conversation about UAPs and their implication for the technology and society. Okay? You win. We'll do an episode on that. Great call. Hang on. I just need a minute. I just need 1 minute. Yeah. It's coming. It's not dinner time yet. Physical guy like turtles too. Nonsense for 10. Do you deal with a lot of comments from people complaining about the AI using your videos? I don't mind if I think it helps the story. People seem to blindly hate anything AI. we get a lot of hate, but it's of the vocal minority. So if people really hated our use of AI, our videos wouldn't be performing better than ever, which they are. And my argument is, would you rather us use just generic B-roll from story blocks, or try to create B-roll that's a little bit more interesting and pertinent to the story? I know AI can look janky, we know that, but I would rather look at kind of a janky AI-ish like video of a UFO, or the news reports, or I think we did the AI was excellent last week as well. I'd rather look at that than just the same old generic people that I see on other channels from Storyblock. It's like that had nothing to do with the story. So it's just a few complainers. Overall, nobody really minds it. It's about the story. If people don't like the visuals, just turn it off and listen to it. Everything is written to be consumed audio only. You're supposed to be, you should be able to consume the stories without visuals and still enjoy them if I'm doing my job. Linda keeps the show on 24/7. Well, you help us keep the lights on. We love that. Spencer says, hi, AJ. My 8-year-old is watching. She loves your channel. Please say hi to Lilia. Hi, Lilia. Thank you for watching. Remember, taxes are theft and audit the Fed. Tell your teachers that. Tell your teachers that. And enjoy your time at the back of the class. Linda, thank you for the $1.99. Oh, I got you already. Here's the Psych Zone for 20. It's so great to finally catch you. I'm a huge fan, a current nursing student at Yale. Congrats. Your child's kept me going in my program. Love you, color Skull and Bones, Secret Society, and others. Of course, it's right in your wheelhouse. We'll cover those. Skull and Bones is going to show up in the Majestic 12 series as well. A lot of bonesmen. I didn't catch Dion in time. Harold, do you want a Hecklefish alarm? Something about that sounds like a good idea. All right, last one, I think. Or maybe not. I just have to get this one in there. Valiant Leather, $50.
A modern day goldfish lives in style, but you haven't tipped in quite a while. My money is all spent. You haven't tipped a cent. I gotta pay my rent, or I'll be living in a tent in Portland.
Valiant Leather, hey, save some home runs for the rest of us. Did you take that SIG to the range yet? No, we have to get it transferred. Send me an address. I'll mail you a free belt for the concealed carrying. Great job all around. It's very nice of you. You can find our address on the YouTube channel, but you don't have to send any free stuff. Besides, that SIG is too big to carry. Way too big. It's bigger than my 226, which is too big to carry. I carry the 365, which I think is perfect. Off the record, Brigitte is a dude. I don't know.
Macron.
Is that a Macron joke?
Yeah.
She has some points. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
Rhinestone electrogravitics is real. Love the show. I think you're right. Can't completely prove it, but I think you're right. Majestic 12, we'll get into some of that as well. All right, I'll stop teasing that. That's not Mr. Beast. He loves the channel. And there's Jason. The ASMR episode is my favorite. I'm a big Bob Ross fan. I'm glad you're one of the only ones. I still want to change that thumbnail, but they won't let me. Oh, you guys are still up here? Well, thank you, Victoria, for your... Oh, I already thanked you? Yeah, there they go. Dan and I posted your Facebook account. When you have some time, I posted a video of a close-up Tic Tac on your comments. I video from backyard. Email that in, Down and Out. I don't go on Facebook. I don't even log it. I don't even know my login. I don't go on there. Simon, thank you for the 5 awesome episodes. How can I watch from episode 1? I got G-Daughter's hooked and want to binge watch consecutive. Love it all. It's they're all there. There's a playlist called All of Them, and you can actually sort that by date. And then you can watch from the beginning. Some of those are cringy, but there's some fun stuff in there. Biggest Brent gifting 50 memberships. And we're 5 minutes over. So I want to say thanks to Crawl NHS episode of St. Helens Oregon UFO. I will look into that. If there's audio, that's very, very good. Erwin loves the creek. There's a creek in there, and greetings from Belgium. He knows his lambics. I love all those flavors Lindemans makes. Creek might be my favorite as well. Michael Barron, appreciate that. Was a channel on the content. Saints Solitude. Can you post a link for your glasses? If you scroll, you'll find it, or go on the Reddit, the official Reddit for the Wi-Fi's. And you will find the glasses. I think they're $37. Joe wants Brookhaven Lab. That's a great idea. Kings Park Insane Asylum. I'm familiar with it. And we said hi to Lilia. Genius. Your holiday lives mean so much to me. Much respect. Those are coming. We'll do Thanksgiving. We'll do Christmas, and we'll do New Year's. And I will do them every year as long as I can. As long as there's no emergencies or anything, I'll do it every year. All right, I think that's enough. I used up enough of your Sunday. I'll see everybody soon. Thanks for your support. If you want to continue to support us, keep us going, the best way to do that is on Patreon. We get to keep most of that money. Plus, you get a lot of perks. Plus, you get to join an amazing community. If you want to get something from the Wi-Fi store, if you're going to spend more than $40, become a member on YouTube. That'll save you 10. It pays for itself. If you just want to cancel after you get the coupon, that's fine. We keep the merch already as cheap as possible. You're not going to find any other creators with $20 shirts. So that's intentional. I would just rather more people have them than make it a profit center. The new Hecklefish voice boxes, I think, are out. Have you activated that yet?
14 new phrases.
Let's hear a couple.
Hecklefish. You know what? I did it my way. Oh, my reality is shattered.
Our reality is shattered.
All right, well, give us one more.
Okay.
How dare you?
How dare you's on there. All right, so those are the new voice boxes. You can just buy the box. We made them nice. How much are those?
$12.
$12 is the right number.
I thought you'd like that.
No, but everyone else would charge $50 for that. $12. 14 new phrases. You can just buy the box, or that fits right into your Hecklefish plushie. Swap the old one out, and you've got some new phrases. And those are on the store now?
They're right now. They just put up today.
Oh, they're just up today.
Mm-hmm. And we're all Hecklefish plushies in. These are domestic only. I'm sorry.
Sorry. We don't ship overseas because the shipping is, it makes us look like scammers. I don't know how to find the boxes.
Oh, it's in, where are you? No, in-house.
In-house, we got to change that name.
It's changing tomorrow. There he is, first thing.
There he is. All right, swap out the original voice box and enjoy these 14 new phrases. So that's what they look like. Fish scales.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need the plushie. You don't need the plushies will always come with version 1. It'll always be those same first phrases.
Yeah.
So this new box has My Reality is Shattered, How Dare You, Anunnaki, BS, Mount Mother effing Hayes, whatever human, link down in the love basket, Hecklefisch's fistable mug plug. I do my own voice. Who does your voice? Kelly Bembe, Omakase, my sweet, sweet summer human. Lizard people built the moon, and then Hecklefish singing Sinatra, which is a great way to end this episode. So those are available right now in the Waffle House store. $12. Don't need the plushie. $12.
The patrons all picked the sayings too.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. All these sayings, the patrons pick these. We did a poll, and these were the ones that everybody wanted. But I'm so glad that how dare you landed in there.
Me too.
That's a good one. So, very proud of the team for getting those done and getting them done at such a reasonable price. Thank you for all your hard work again. And there she goes. Enough with the plugs. We did enough of that. Everyone, thanks again for the super chat. So I didn't get to your super chat. I apologize. I try to read as many as I can. I try to call last call early. Kenny, AJ, take all my money. I don't want all of it. I don't want all your money. I just want $12 of it. I think that's a good price. I don't mean to plug these so hard. It's not about the money, clearly. They're just so fun. Give your Hecklefish plushie a brand new set of catchphrases with Waffle House Hecklefish plushie voice box 2.0 after months of deliberation and a few Blorpus-fueled visions. The fish has put together a list of his personal favorites. And maybe once a year or so, we'll release new voice boxes for your plushie. Or we'll just change the look. You put that on your desk and annoy people. Thanks again. Couldn't do this without you guys. Really appreciate you. And Hecklefish will sing you out if I can find where the button is.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I swam down each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all, it's all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a fish? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. Our record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the White Files House Band. You guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right. Everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my way.